Welcome back to the channel, guys. So I have been absent for about a month now. The simple answer is I had some family issues and some doc appointments that I had to take. You know, it's nothing too serious. It's a few appointments and some issues, but yeah, life goes on. So this threw me out of my schedule for the stuff I have planned so far for April. As you can see, there are some Citadel colors and some Space Marines in the back. Because my current, well, on my workplace looks currently like this. So as you can see, I have, well, a great number of Space Marines and only one is partially finished. Yeah, it takes me a few hours to paint a Space Marine, and yes, they won't be perfect. They are not like the super pro. I do Space Marines for 20 years now, modded from other guys, but they will be just fine. And yes, I'm starting with the Ultramarines because the box arts are great references. So yeah, without this out of the way, today's video is about the World War I plane from famous German fighter ace Ernst Udet. And the next plane, which I probably upload next week during Easter, is from another, well, famous German fighter ace from World War I. And yeah, but it won't be the Red Baron. Just to give you that as a spoiler. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into the building process. I have to note here that the plane is from 1984, I think. At least that's what scalemates and the raised parts inside of the plane tell me. You know, you have some copyright stuff on the inside of the model. And yeah, it had some flash, but for anything was great, well, except the M3, of course, and Ernst Udet, the pilot himself. But I didn't add the pilot. Plane looks good without him. I mean, yes, there's a lack of cockpit, but it's okay. I can live with it. And it kind of turned out nicely. Except for one paint job I messed up, but that's something for later. So the plane is pretty much straightforward. There's not much pieces. I think there's like 20 pieces for this plane. Well, of course, later on I added all the wires, keeping the plane together and stuff. But yeah, those were a different topic. They were very hard to record while attaching them. I used the rigging line that I used on the Bismarck last year. And problem was, you guys know I have bad eyesight, and then I want to do this on a 72nd scale plane. Oh god. And with rigging line, I mean, I could have used ordinary sewing line, but yeah, not my brightest idea. Also, I have to mention I didn't use any epoxy putty from Tamiya or any green stuff or any normal modeling putty, even though I bought some in March. Which is a kind of funny story, but not really. But I was visiting the grave of my grandparents, and just like on the death days, I always visit the grave, and on the birthdays. And on the death days, I always go to my favorite hobby store, where I buy, you know, some stuff, some new colors, or something I want to try out, or some new kits. Because as a child and, well, young teen, I always drag them there in the hopes that they buy me a model or something, and yeah, they always did. So when I didn't have money, I asked my grandparents for some model, for buying me some model kits. I'm sorry for my bad English there. And yeah, every year I have this tradition, and this year I bought some putty and a Romanian tank, but it's too much of a spoiler. But I didn't use it on the plane, which is sad. There are some gaps that are visible when you look at the plane, but I will buy it a couple more times and give it some different colors, and then we see how it turns out. As for the colors, I primed the plane in XF2 flat white, and after it was somewhat dry, and after not finding a glove for my left hand, I went over it with XF5 flat green. Thing is, with flat green, could have been a bit more brighter to what the box said, but I mean, we primed it white, so the green has a already very light undertone to it, light undertone, a very light color under it, and yeah, kinda checks out. And here you can see the before mentioned thing I did with the white. This is a crime in its own, a crime against modeling, like in every of my videos. I looked at the instructions after I finished the plane, and the instructions said, yes, you have to measure the white area on the back of the plane. And I was like, yeah, I should really follow instructions sometimes. Anyways, I added the decals, I painted the metallic parts in the front with lead badger from Citadel. Very great color, not gonna lie. I mean, I applied it with a paintbrush and you don't see the streaks. It's very great. And the MG, of course, in black. I mean, I could have went over it with some highlights of lead badger, but guys, it's 72nd scale. That's too small to add some highlights, some scratches, some used look. Yeah, I just proceeded to add the decals, which are okay. I think this is the re-release from 2008. We have 2008 or 9 printed decals. So, at least the new sheet was released in 2008 and then over the years. But considering we are talking about decals who are at least 15 years old by now, they're great. I mean, I could move them around with my thumb and stuff. I added some decals off to make them soften, and they really look great. I mean, later on, when I added the wires, I had to use super glue, and not gonna lie, I'm not the best with this kind. Well, I don't have the best super glue, and I'm not the best with applying it. I still have to learn that, and you will see it on the finished product later. So, yeah, that's one issue, but hopefully the next plane, which is a biplane, doesn't have super glue near its decals. I hope. I really hope. I'm not sure. I forgot where to apply those cables. I gotta check that when I get back home later today. Also, for the wood color, I used some enamels from Revell. I mean, Revell still has great enamel paints, especially if you want to paint small areas or figures. I mean, yes, for 35th scale I wouldn't use Revell, but for 72nd scale it's really great. And I mean, some of their colors are off, no doubt. I think in 2023 I presented you some Frenchmen that I painted using Revell colors, and I think I bought the wrong blue maybe. But this wood color is really great. It's a great color. And for the final result, it's, I think, the best. I mean, yes, there could be more realistic wood colors and stuff, or I could have added some more texture to the wood, but I'm fine with that. the black stripe on the back of the plane is painted with more Citadel colors, and yes, I had to go over the white as well with some Citadel, because I, well, didn't check the instructions on the right. You see the decals that I should have used for the black stripe. Yeah, good luck with that. Maybe next time I will finish it. Maybe I will do this plane in the future again, like it is here in the video, and just revisit the kit with more experience. And now for the wires. I tried to record it, but it was too tiny, okay? I was a madman that day. I wanted to do the wires and not leave them out, because, I mean, this is one of the easiest World War I planes to add the wires to. But yeah, after I added them off screen, I was happy with the result. I called it good. And there we have it, guys. A Fokker E.III from Ernst Udet with a 90% accurate paint job. Yeah, so it's an old kit. I've said it before, but it's really nice. I mean, the old Rebel World War I planes, not the new ones that they pump out recently, but the older ones in 72nd scale, they, I don't know, guys, they have something. They have something for me. Maybe it's a nostalgia because I built them as a kid after, well, I learned who Manfred von Richthofen was, and I asked my grandparents if they could get me a Fokker DR1 that I saw laying around in, I don't know, in a shop or something. And they did, and then I was like, yeah, it has really few parts, and it still turns out great. Hey, back when I was a kid, I didn't really paint my models. I think the first Fokker I built, like this one, the E.III, I think I painted that one, but I'm not sure. But yeah, those kits, they're really special. So, and about this Fokker, I mean, I will have a rotation of a few, or not a rotation, but I will show you some detailed photos. It is really great. It's a very great kit. And before we jump to the detailed photos, one note, I wasted all my rigging line here. I had to order a new rigging line. And if you don't have measurements for the wires for those planes, especially like on this Fokker, yeah, you're a bit, but just a bit, eyeballing. Yeah, you have to eyeball, not gonna lie, and it's not just a bit, you have to eyeball it. But yeah, so at this point in the video, I will present you the fund that I collected for the children, and yeah, let's see how much I have gotten so far. And since I make 2 videos in a very short time, the next video won't have fund, but this one has. And well, let's see. Well, I gathered a bit more than coins. Thing is, yesterday when I was getting groceries, I took all the fund I collected and what big bag a friend of mine gave me. And yeah, I went to get groceries, and yeah, I have now 19.23 euro, which is much, not gonna lie. I mean, I've collected around 5 euros by walking around and gathering some. To be honest, in a big city, there's more than just a handful of people gathering fund, so yeah, the competition is there. But 90.23 euros, that's a great number. And if we add it to what we had last month we had around 53.82 euro, and that was the end of March. And now in April, well, mid of April before Easter, we have 73.05 euros already. I plan to reach 100 euros by November, but I will tell you, we probably have close to 200 euros by November, if I manage to collect more in the next months. And I mean, we have the summer months, football in Germany, yeah, and I will be able to find more. So that's it. Right now, no one's up to the Ko-Fi. That's great. That's not a must, only if you want. And now we go into the closer pictures. Well, for the top section, it's nothing special. It's just some wires cut to length and then glued to the fuselage and to the middle where it should be connected. I have to note I don't have the best super glue, so yeah, that's something I need to work around. But the top looks fine. It's nothing really special. Okay, yeah, there's a few wires going to directly where the engine is. I think it's 2 wires or something, but yeah. Most annoying part of the wires, not gonna lie, is the super glue that doesn't really want to connect at first, and then you have to carefully place a drop and you mess up the drop. Bottom was nearly the same. I mean, a bit less wires going to the fuselage and a few wires going from, well, the landing gear down to the body and so on. Those are a bit more tricky. And you can see it in the second pic from the bottom time. You don't only have to connect fuselage to body and the, well, from the wheels down to the body, but no, you have to do it in between them as well. So, I mean, I did it. It looks good. It's kind of flawless, but yeah, I mean, for a bigger version, it would be way more easier than 72nd scale. I mean, if I had it in 48 scale or 35th, 32nd scale, it would be a bit better. But hey, I can live with the result. And we're already at the end of the video. As I've told you before, next week there will be another video. I'm not really sure if it's coming Saturday or Sunday. Obviously on Good Friday next week I have the day off. I don't have to work. And I will see how good I am. I mean, Good Friday, the first day, and Saturday, Sunday, I don't really have interactions with my family that much. I mean, most will be on Easter Monday. So I might start a spring offensive, bidding a few more little tanks or something in between, just so I can produce a few videos and time them where they should be uploaded. When they should be uploaded, you know, using the YouTube studio function. And then I can finish the Space Marine Army in quiet. Alright. So, thank you guys for watching. Again, sorry that I was a bit away for a time. And I wish you a very nice rest of your day. Bye bye.